keep saying that our youth bulge is our strength, but our aging population is also there.
Correct.
Tell me where we are, Ryan.
In terms of
And what do you see as, how long do you think this youth bulge is going to be our strength?
20 years.
That's it.
That's it. 20
And
to 25 years.
This is the time we have to plan.
We have to
and
plan.
to put in action. Not just plan.
What I
We should have
suggested.
done
Exactly.
planning earlier.
So, if this is the 25-year window you have your security challenges, your internal threats and your external threats, all of them converging. So now is not the time for what Sri Aurobindo called Chakshulajja.
What's that?
Political correctness, the fear of being shamed.
Oh.
Oh, चार लोग क्या कहेंगे, media कहेगी, left वाले क्या कहेंगे. No.
What Europe is going through right now.
Correct. They can't even defend themselves.
Yeah. And even though they have pressures like on pensions, on housing, on everything, I mean, shortages, everything they're having right now. But they have
Nobody
to be
with
correct.
money wants to live in the UK
Tell me
anymore.
the term again.
Chakshulajja. Chakshu is
Chakshu,
eyes,
Lajja, shame.
Shame. Which is the fear of people, or the fear of, let's say, of
Log kya kahenge?
Log kya kahenge, that's it. Correct, that's it. The point I was making is, in London and better parts of UK, the local population is fleeing if they have money. They say, we don't wish to live here anymore because of demographic change. That's a country with still 89% white population. But they don't have a glue anymore. What is the glue? National pride. My discussions with locals there tells me, and I made at least 2 trips extensively talking to people across communities.
Oh, yes. I want to talk to you about the debate, the famous debate too.
We'll come
to that. Huh?
They don't know what they're fighting for. They don't know what they're preserving. So they're saying, what is the point? What are we exactly fighting? Because finally the colonizer has lost his sense of history. It's over. It's game, set and match.
Part of me, I'm feeling good about it also.
I'm feeling terribly good about it, except that we should have been the replacements. It's worse.
Huh.
Okay.
They've lost, the whole idea whenever Indians would go to these countries, it was the public space that we used to love, right? That you can walk anywhere, you can cycle anywhere.
Sulabh Shauchalaya smells better than Paris at this point. This is what I'm told. It's a public urinal. Paris smells so bad. These guys don't have any moral right or, let's say, the authority to pontificate to us anymore.
That Champs-Élysées area was supposed to be the poshest and the most romantic place. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Their New Year celebrations get cancelled. Their Christmas. Germany, everywhere. Poland,
Belgium,
Sweden.
Luxembourg, it's gone. Netherlands is gone.
Yeah.
And London is, and I think recently, 7 to 8 major councils and counties of UK have Pakistani Muslims as their mayors. What do you think will be the voice of the rest of the people there? Nothing. No way.
And the grooming gangs.
They can't even speak out against it.
Yeah.
You're
called racist if you speak out against grooming gangs.
And now this very same exercise is being repeated in Michigan and Dearborn in the United States. It has started there.
Yeah.
Texas.
Their representatives. I mean, forget about common people. Even their representatives are like that.
And in public council meetings, when somebody airs a legitimate apprehension, he's called an Islamophobe and he's shut up in America. Okay? I think we have enough examples to learn
And
from.
Trump can do nothing.
He can do nothing. See, the point is, at best, he was a necessary evil to replace the woke agenda. But I think, unfortunately, America is stuck with such an option where I don't think he sees anything beyond himself or hears anything beyond himself.
But even Europe, no, they had so many right-wing governments. They also couldn't do anything.
Because the larger population has gone woke. And everyone who tries to resist it, the weight of European history falls on them like a ton of bricks because they're quickly branded far-right and Nazi. And unfortunately for them, they don't seem to have a movement of conservatism that is completely divorced from the Nazi history in certain parts.
And also right-wing governments, when they come to power, for some odd reason, want validation from the left. Why?
That seems to be a universal phenomenon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bharat is an exception to it.
Correct. I agree with you completely.
We will launch their books while they keep calling us as people who don't have intellect to take them on. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. So even when the so-called balance happens, then, they get the most absurd voices.
Yeah.
From the right to come and do the balancing.
Correct.
So which makes them look like clownish compared to the erudite left who are there. And this isn't just in India, it's happening elsewhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why does this happen?
See, if they really wanted to contest us one-on-one or take us person for person, They know that they have not been able to counter us on facts.
Okay.
I think there was recently a gentleman, a professor, I don't know what's his name. His name is Tarunab Kaithan. He has written for the blog at London School of Economics on my first book. He has basically taken the position that in my book, I've already called the Indian Constitution a colonial inheritance. Actually, I've not arrived at any conclusion at all. I don't think he's read the book. So all his preconceived notions about what the book could be about, he has captured them as conclusions from the book. Some people wanted me to respond. I chose not to. See, what you have to realize is the Russian policy, the Soviet policy, when the Cold War was still going on, was institutional capture. And the left has mastered that wonderfully well. Therefore, even if the government falls, institutions have vestiges of leftist presence across the board.
System apna hai.
That's true.
Sarkar kisi ka bhi ho.
The point is, when that happens, I don't think we get to keep citing that excuse over and over again from the Kashmir files. It doesn't work after a point, because then we say, what is it that they have when it comes to, when they come to power, which you don't have? I'm sorry, it sounds like a line from that VIP Frenchy advertisement. Uske paas kya hai jo mere paas nahi hai? I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
What is it that he has or they have which you don't have?
It's neither Kashmir Files nor VIP. It dates back beyond that
Let's
also.
hope so.
Yeah.
My point is, this chakshulajja of what will the editorials say, what will the newspapers say, you defend your position knowing fully well that none of these people are ever going to bat for you. The people you constantly reach out to with an olive branch will never give you the validation that you need. Okay? If they do so when they know you don't care. Stop caring for that. Don't be this jilted lover who's constantly going after his girlfriend or boyfriend.
But, Sai, if you don't care, it can result in street protests like what happened in Nepal, what happened in Bangladesh. Different reasons why these happened.
Right.
But it is possible, right? Vote chori yatras can result
Smitaji,
in...
the point is, I'm not saying while you don't care, don't create an ecosystem of your own.
Okay.
Both of them go hand in hand. You can stop caring when you're confident that you've actually created an ecosystem that rivals them when it comes to rigor, that rivals them when it comes to presence, and that rivals them when it comes to perseverance and being relentless. Do that. You have to support that. At some stage, that ecosystem has to be created. I'm not saying no effort has gone in the direction, because I know a lot of people say, who is he talking against, all that. I'm not making that statement. I'm just saying the response is this. If you have this and you're able to create this ecosystem, you can respond to the Washington Post, you can respond to the New York Times, you can respond to anyone you want.
What has happened in the public spaces in Paris, in many European towns and cities? It's happening in Michigan. Do you see that happening in Indian cities and towns too?
It's capable of happening for the simple reason that a radicalized population is easy to marshal on the streets at a moment's notice through WhatsApp groups. But a population that's been told to exist in an atomized structure with no institutional backing, with no sense of identity and community, saying you are only an individual, focus only on individual rights, don't ever be a community, will never have a response mechanism to it. If Hindus exist the way they do, they will never have a response mechanism to radical elements. Because they don't have a sense of community. They will at best have a sense of regional ego when they see somebody else coming. But when a true challenge presents itself, all that mardangi fritters away, it just evaporates.
Because the challenge is not seen as Shatruta.
True. And we are also taught not to see it that way. And perhaps the response to Dhurandhar is a case in point. You don't think so? We are talking of someone else in the friendly neighborhood. I don't know why it's being received in a different way.
The way I was seeing it is Pakistani एक दूसरे को काट रहे हैं तो मेरे को क्या
मैं
फर्क पड़ता
popcorn
है?
खा रहा हूँ, वो काट रहे हैं, मेरे को क्या जा रहा है?
I mean, I was seeing it like that, you know. So, like, I was sitting with my mother and she was like, so much of violence, chichi. But I was like, it's okay, no, they're killing each other.
That's their reality.
Huh.
It's a question of whether we wish to replicate that reality by inviting these kind of elements here. That's the point. So, I'm clear about the fact that उंगलियों से मुट्ठी का तो मतलब आप सामना नहीं कर सकते. मुट्ठी का जवाब मुट्ठी होता है.
Okay, we spoke about the streets. Now let's talk about the capture of institutions. What happened with you in Oxford? Tell me that, and then can that happen here now? Or has it already happened in
St.
many
Stephen's
cases?
वो हुआ था. So they had called and then they fought amongst themselves saying that उसको बुलाना चाहिए था. He gave an opportunity to actually question him in public and all that. I'll come to that. See, the point is, July, May, I received an email from the Oxford Union's president, Musa Harraj, who happens to be the son of the defense production minister of Pakistan. Okay. And what I was told even before the event was that he sees this as an opportunity to build his political career in Pakistan by inviting certain bigwigs to the debate to debate us, is what we were told. The names that were actually doing the rounds then were Shehbaz Sharif, Asim Munir, and Bilawal Bhutto.
You know that's not going to be possible.
Then we had a second round of names and they actually turned up. They were the ones who were actually holed up in the hotel room in George Street Hotel. Hina Rabbani Khan and two other people. Okay. One of them was a Pakistan High Commissioner from London. Okay. Hua kya tha? I got a confirmation by October after I asked a series of questions. So it's not as if I didn't know this was an ambush. I knew that 100% the audience would be rigged against us. Because the Oxford Union is significantly controlled by Pakistanis. That's a fact. Indian students are resisting it valiantly. They're doing their job as much as they can. But at the end of the day, numbers hai, organization hai, support hai. Pakistan takes an active interest in the capture of these institutions. Do we? That's a different issue. They've captured SOAS, LSE, Oxford, similarly Berkeley. So they've captured these institutions. So they've created JNUs and other organizations there. Let's put it that way. Or TISS, which is even worse. So once I know that this is what we are being set up for, I said it doesn't make a difference to me. I am not going to present my point of view to the local audience within the union. The 100 of this 120 members who are invited or who attend through invitation. I am looking at an audience which is global.
Because they'll broadcast it live.
100%.
Okay.
Even if it's not live, it's recorded, it gets out later, let people see what exactly happened. Let's present a coherent version of our position.
Okay.
I went with that preparation, not to seek validation from Oxford. However, it remains a fact that that institution still has a multiplier effect. So I wanted to use it for the cause to present my position, not to seek any validation from there. I already spoke at Oxford in June. I'd gone there for a month-long trip. Oxford, Cambridge, every place I'd spoken at. And by the time I came out, I already saw posters saying, Indian fascists get out.
Jeez.
So I've seen that. So I don't need validation. I've already been invited. What validation am I looking for from these institutions? The point was to basically use that platform to make our point. Don't give up on any platform. And that's what they do brilliantly. So 27th was the debate. 25th night is when I got a call from the members of the Oxford Union basically saying, Dr. Swami is indisposed.
Subramanian
Swami. SG Naravane, this is a former COS, was supposed to come, but I think he was not able to because of other commitments. So they said we have reached out to Ms. Priyanka Chaturvedi and Mr. Suhail Seth. I think it was too last minute for them to confirm. And I think Mr. Suhail Seth apparently told them that he couldn't get a flight because if we were informing him on the 25th and you have to reach on the 27th, it's too short a notice for them. Then they said, can you give us some local names? So I recommended his name is Pandit Satish Sharma. He goes by the name British Hindu on Twitter, on X. And Ms. Srimati Manu Khajuria, who's an expert when it comes to the Jammu region. She has chronicled the history of terror incidents in Jammu because people focus only on Kashmir.
What
but
was
not
the
Jammu.
subject to be discussed?
So the subject was
The premise.
whether the House believes that India's response to Pakistan is populist, which is passed off as a security policy.
It's already loaded against you.
It's loaded. 100% it's loaded. So we said, okay, so what? Let's go ahead with it.
Against the
Every
proposition.
time a debate topic is loaded against you, you don't get to say, I'll get out of it. You will have to go and
course,
talk.
sure.
Almost, that's been the reality that we've all grown up with.
Yes, of
so why
course.
will you back out of it? So 25th ये हुआ था. 26 तारीख को सारा सब कुछ हो गया था. सबने confirmation दे दिया था. 27th in the morning, I land at 6:35 in the morning. Until 3 p.m., all of us are huddling. That is me, Satish Sharma ji over VC and Manuji at her residence. We are sitting and preparing, saying, this is how we will discuss. We knew that the outcome will be against us because they did not want our people to be present during the debate. Limited passes for us. We said, that's okay, fine. At 3 o'clock is when I get the call from one of the members saying that, sorry, the Pakistani delegation has not even landed in Oxford, not even in London. They've not even entered UK. I said, what is going on here? You should have told me this because that means 27th and 28th, I have given up my hearings. That also means significant billings. And I've given that up. I've come for this event. He said, why don't you come and debate the students of Oxford? Why will I debate students of Oxford? I'm so sorry. I'm not going to debate students at this stage and level. Why will I do that? I specifically said at this level, I will choose who I will debate with in terms of stature. Which I'm perfectly happy to make that statement. I'm not going to be, engaged in every platform.
Yeah.
So when I said that, then I got a call from the president of
that you've
union.
Declined.
No, he said, I'm so sorry. I got a call at 10 o'clock in the morning. I should have known, I should have told you this before. I said, 10 baje aapko pata chal gaya tha. Aapne mujhe 3 baje tak kyun nahi bataya? What was going on? No, he said, I thought you'd be happy to come and debate the students. I said, who are these students who I'm going to debate? He said, me and two other people. I said, sorry, not happening. And I left it at that. This call happened at around 4 and something in the evening. 2 hours before, the Pakistan High Commission and a Pakistani news channel had already declared victory, saying Indians had walked out. 2 hours before. So fortunately, I think all of this was captured brilliantly by Naomi Canton of the Times
of India.
She's done a brilliant job of capturing this entire thing. And the second person is, lo and behold, News Laundry had a piece from a student of Oxford who is also a member of the union, corroborating my version of the story, by and large. And so all of this was rigged. For 2 days, I mean, until the next day, I said, I'm not going to respond to anything because yehi hu gaya, forget it, what is the point? And then when I saw that this boy was tweeting, who Musa Harash from his handle and through other handles in Pakistan High Commission, I said, okay, ab mere paas to sara screenshot hai, email hai, sab kuch. Vakil hu at the end of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, along with call logs, I put out everything. I said, ergo, hence I prove, and here's my case. And that's when I think it kind of exploded when news channels got onto it and Times Now and all that, they started writing about it. So net result is, when people say, if you knew that you were not going to win the debate against Pakistanis, why did you go there? Because you're not going to win a debate against a pig. You're trying to cater to the rest of the world to put forth your point of view, wherein the entire history of your India-Pakistan relation is summarized in terms of what it represents. It's the hardest civilizational barrier ever. It's not a territorial barrier, it's not a political barrier, it's a civilizational barrier. That message had to go out. So that's what I was going for.
Okay. But do you see this happening now everywhere? Do you see, the way things are, Indian universities, do you see this happening? That
no, I think the situation has significantly changed. Those who don't wish to engage with us do so to their own detriment and cost, because at the end of the day, I can confidently speak for myself at the very least, that if you bring me on board, eyeballs are guaranteed. Take it the way you want. I have no problems with it. Not just that, I will bring certain quality and impact to the table. So if you don't engage with me, I don't care, because I can create my own platform. I have my own audience. I have my own base. They will consume what I present with a pinch of salt, but they will consume it nevertheless.
No, but you see what happens is the same thing we were talking, that you then let go of certain platforms.
Correct.
Because the platform is
The point is, when you receive an invitation, even if it's an ambush, go ahead is my basic funda. You have to go ahead and take them on. Okay? But if they play funny, it doesn't make a difference, because I still have an audience. At the end of the day, they look like idiots. Okay? Once I put out everything, they look like rank idiots, because they had actually declared victory even before I declined the offer, saying that I'm not going to come and debate students.
In India, because of the demographic changes which are taking place now, do you see these cultural debates intensifying in the next couple of years?
You should not call them cultural debates anymore.
Okay.
Religious debates.
Straight up.
Straight up, yes, that's what will happen.
They get masked as cultural debates in educational institutions.
I think culture has become, a euphemism for religion. But unfortunately, it is a religious debate. Only 2 days ago or so, I was thinking of this. There is a very popular video of Sadhguru delivering a lecture in Nalsar, I think 5 or 6 years ago, half a decade ago, before 2019 for sure. There is one student of a non-Hindu origin who spoke to him in such derogatory fashion.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I asked myself this question: if Sadhguru had not been Sadhguru and had it been a pastor or a representative from the Muslim community, would the student have used the very same tone with him? Okay? But the good part is, these voices have now taken birth on campuses. That is, voices which represent my point of view.
Not just the student. Sometimes there is, I might as well say, Javed Akhtar has debated with Sadhguru.
Correct.
And used a different kind of a tone.
Correct. I don't think
he would never do that with the Shahi Imam of...
No. Whenever he speaks of religion, he uses the word dharam. Why don't you use mazhab for it, Baba? Let's see if you get away with it. Why is it that when you speak of rationalism and religion, you wish to use only Hindu words or words from Hindi or Sanskrit? Use words from Urdu. Use words from Arabic. And let's see how much you're able to get away with it. You won't be. You will quote one or two examples here. He constantly says, you are not a Semitic faith, so be liberal, which means आप मतलब झापड़ आप खाते रहो. We will keep saying this in the name of liberalism. The proof of your liberalism is your ability to take punches from us. As long as we keep spitting on you and you keep taking it, you're liberal enough for us. We don't need his validation for this nonsense. One more thing. I can confidently say, having engaged with students across the board, that the tide is certainly changing, that the silent voices which are hitherto silent are no more silent. I have made sure a lot of people, Anand, so many other people have made sure that they go to campuses, speak with people, and that voice which is waiting for somebody from the outside and set that campus on fire, we have done that. That's been the job.
Speak the uncomfortable truth.
Correct. JNU, St. Stephen's, they invited. Then one of the groups which extended the invitation, when they rescinded it, I said, it's up to you, I don't have a problem with it. They were bashed by another group from within the institution saying, why did you do this? This is not Christian Protestant tradition. You should have called him. He was welcome. He was open to a debate and all that. I said, bahut achhe, tum ladte raho. I basically said I was okay to exposing myself to any kind of scrutiny. I even said, go for a live debate. I don't have a problem. Unedited live debate. Jis mudde pe jo kuch bhi maine bola hai, challenge me on that, we'll have a debate. An open town hall. I don't have an issue with it. You didn't have the guts for it. So the tide is changing. April, I delivered a lecture at the School of Public Administration, the Kennedy School of Public Administration in Harvard. And this was not attended only by people from so-called my ecosystem. It was from across the board. I had a variety of questions to field. I have spoken at Berkeley. If I can speak at Berkeley and Harvard, ye kis khet ki mooli hai?
See, when we are talking, we spoke about the larger picture of countries, then we spoke about educational institutions.
Right.
Let me come down to the family structure. Even in families now, people are saying, बच्चे बहुत polarize हो गए हैं. हमारी society बहुत polarize हो गई है. From RWAs to family units, very strong views, and there is a clash.
होना चाहिए. ये मंथन जरूरी है. अब ये विश नहीं किया, अब इस विश को नहीं पिया, then you will suffer later. You will give unadulterated poison to your children at a later stage, realistically speaking, literally speaking. Because you'll be forced to confront a very different reality altogether. What the Hindus of Karachi had to face. What the Hindus of Punjab had to face. This is the time to talk about all these things. Their problem is, the genie which has come out of the bottle is social media and they can't put it back. And they don't know what to do about it.
It's a noisy town square now.
It's constantly blaring. You can't do anything about it. You could have previously gotten away by calling Dhurandhar a flop. Now you can't do it anymore. Other movies, so-called spy movies, had to get money from the underworld to keep running them in theatres. That's not the case here. You can see the numbers for yourself. Okay? So this is the bottle that they have a huge problem with. Now you can't put it back, and it's uncontrollable. It has its own minuses as well. There's no doubting it. Attention deficit, then apocryphal content, spurious content, wo sab hai. But there has never been a time when dharmic content has been so in vogue than today. Go to Insta, how many pages, how many consumers? Right? Ye hona hi hai. We have been a civilization long in slumber. I think it's time we woke up. And therefore, these conversations have to happen in all these circles before we finally know what our reality is, what our identity is. Uska time to lagega, but iski bina to nahi hoga. This is let's say, it's a time for conflict and therefore opportunity.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.